I got a really bad feeling about this one. I should probably point out what's actually going on here. I actually had to do post-commentary for this segment, which is highly unfortunate, because the voice audio that I recorded along with this segment has actually fallen out of sync with it really, really bad. And so I've had to basically scrap the bloody the live voice audio and go through with the post-commentary here. So hopefully I'll be able to point out a bunch of the stuff that I pointed out in the earlier attempt here. So obviously started the segment by finding that energy tank. This was actually not my first attempt at doing this segment. I actually did this twice without realizing that I didn't actually have to do it twice, of course, because it is possible that ledge over to the left that you just saw for a fleeting moment. I actually showed it off a little bit earlier in the segment. You go in through there, but you can just space jump downward to it, so that you can so that you don't have to actually worry about filling the water up. And so that was that's basically how you got that. In here, we will be fighting a lot of pirates, and they do some really bad shit. It actually takes me a while to realise that I can just get rid of these things using the ice beam, because once you have the ice beam, you just hit them once with the ice beam and then you blow them up with a rocket, and that's pretty much them out of the way. And so that's why I kind of sucked against this one pirate, but then realised in the very next room that things are not going to be anywhere near as difficult because I had the ice beam, which is really, really awesome. So in this upcoming room here, we've got the turret that's up there, that little green square that you might be able to see. That's a sentry drone. Thankfully we don't have to fight that yet, although it wouldn't really be a concern if I did, because the wave beam is really good at ripping those things to shreds. And so we then have these weird bloody blast shield things that show up, and then there's a handful of more pirates that we have to deal with. And so this is round about where I realised, oh hey, I have the ice beam. And so once I've ripped this guy a new one, it then just occurs to me there, and so the ice beam easily gets rid of these things. And this guy just dies straight from the ice beam shot because I've already smacked him in the chops with a few power beam blasts and a couple of rockets. So this place, there are 3 special items that you can get here, among other things. There is another energy tank and at least 2 more missile tanks, at least to my knowledge. But we're here mainly for the 3 special items that you can get, and I'm not going to try to spoil any of these. I think I've already spoiled that. Actually, no, I spoiled it in this segment. What happened? What I get right at the end. Although I might have spoiled it in the previous segment, I can't remember for the life of me. Just for security's sake, I'm not going to mention it until I get to the part itself. So yeah, there's the map room. And so I now know exactly where the hell I'm supposed to go. Not that it matters, because this place is really, really linear, so it doesn't actually matter that much. And here's where I was incredibly dumb and completely lost track of where the turret was. And I discovered actually later on in this segment that these turrets, once they're frozen, they have a tendency to just stay frozen. They just don't thaw out. And so this thing would not have posed any more of a threat to me after I froze it. So that wasn't really a big deal for me. Did I get rid of all these? Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm down 2 energy tanks at this point, which is rather unfortunate. But what can you do? So at this point, just sort of navigating through the place with rather shitty post-commentary. Yeah, like, I have 25 minutes of this to deal with, and I've only just gone through the first 4 minutes, so I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to come up with any witty post-commentary here. Although I should point out there's a handful of pirate lures in this room that you can do with some scanning. And so I think a bulk of the pirate lures here in the game are in this area here, and I believe with scanning this, you get 50% of all the logbook scans. As at the end of this, the next segment after this, because I recorded this and the next segment after this one, I believe my log count stands, it stands 66%, because I'm actually waiting at the save station, waiting to save. Which, if the post-commentary goes over relatively well, I'll be able to work this segment out. I've actually got the other segment ready to be rendered, because I was able to work that out navigate through the desync, which I couldn't do with the live audio for this one because it was that far out of sync. Like basically, I started recording the video before the audio, and then cut the audio before the video. So you would think that like if the audio starts second, starts after the video, and finishes before the video, you'd think it would be a shorter file. It pulled up about 25 minutes and 13 seconds, and this video file is 25 minutes and 12 seconds, despite how I actually started the segment like that. So that goes to show how far out of sync this really was, and so how much of an arsehole it was to have to scrap that live audio and have to do the post. Thinking about it, I'm not actually sure if I did check the computers there, because if I haven't, because that might be a bit of a problem, because if there was a pirate law on there, then I will have to come back here anyway, which is a bit of an arsehole thing to freaking have happen. Anyways, back there was a tank which was made out of cordite, so I can't do that until I get super missiles, which is unfortunate. However, it's not really that unfortunate because the room after this these turrets is actually where you get the super missiles, one of the 3 special items in this place that you can pick up. Super missiles are easily skippable, it's not really that big of a deal. Although that being said, I believe the only place that you can actually skip, I believe like if I was doing this playthrough, I would have no choice but to pick up the super missiles, because I failed to do that jump back up to the sun chamber to get that artifact, and so I have to use the super missiles to blow open the cordite casings in order to reveal a handful of the runic symbols to actually get access to the spider ball trait that leads me back up there. So that's why the that's technically what would make the super missiles a necessary item to collect in this game. But of course, it's easy to skip and figure out how to pull it off. It is, however, a bit of a tricky thing to pull off, because especially in low percent runs, because you've only got the 99 energy to work with, and then you have to constantly take damage from the oculuses as you're trying to pull off this infinite bomb jump. That's a bit tricky to do. So, anyways, this place is interesting, and it's actually just occurred to me that I actually have missed a couple of research scans in this place, so I am going to have to go back, which is unfortunate, because there's this holographic thing that you have to crack open. They have to switch on, and there's a handful of research scans there. It is unfortunate, because this place is now completely pitch black because of the thing that I pick up at the end of the segment, which is not going to be for another at least 16 minutes or so. That sucks. Having to just do all of this redubbing for such an immense period of time, it kind of annoys the crap out of me. So, anyways, I kind of just forget for a second exactly what the hell I was supposed to do here, even though I'm pretty sure I did see the cutscene showing me how showing me about the bomb slots being active, and so I'm still wondering, oh wait, well, no, I just need the spinners, right? No, I have to switch the bloody spinners on, because I'm a dumbass, and, you know, I'm just sitting there being like a complete moron, and then I realise, yeah, there they are. So, it's lovely to know that my brain activity is at its peak, or some shit. Yeah, I didn't even know the words here. So anyways, we hit that bomb slot, and it switches that bomb slot on over there, so we've got to power up that bomb slot, and then that gives us access to the spinners, which in turn switches the holographic display on. And it will also net us access to the super missiles. We can make this jump. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that happens, and then we get this thing. We get the spinners. Thought for a second I was switching on, but no, kind of forgot about the spinners. God, this is terrible. And this is the last thing that I needed when I've only got like an hour and a half or something to upload these bloody videos. My body clock is being an absolute asshole to me at the moment. Like when I wake up, I've only got like 3 or so hours to record the Metroid Prime and to render all the stuff like that, because I've got Part 8 ready to render, and I don't want to have to bloody re-edit all that sort of stuff, so I want to do that, and then I have to do this once the post commentary is done and I'm satisfied that it works well with the video, and then I have to do both of the Fire Red Omega segments that I'm uploading today, so I am going to be very, very busy over the next couple of hours. Lord help us. Good God. But yeah, some of these planets are scannable, and for some reason I completely and utterly forgot that they were scannable, which kind of pisses me off, because now I've got to go ahead and backtrack all the way back over there, and I was about to bloody go and fight Thardas, but instead, no, I'm going to go do that. Thankfully, the spot where I'm saved at is actually not too far away from the thing, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this post-commentary while I am actually playing this section of the game that you will not actually ever be seeing. So, why the fuck not? let's just do... We'll call this post-commentary playing live, but not the live that you're seeing. I don't understand how that makes any sort of sense, because it really shouldn't. And, like, I'm not even paying any attention to the video there. Oh yeah, those things are actually... Yeah, now that I've got the super missiles, I can actually go back and get that, crack open that cordite casing that I showed off just a little bit earlier, and that in itself contains a missile tank. You can probably hear the game audio from this. God. That's going to be a bit off-putting as well, isn't it? Tell you what, these pirate aero troopers are absolute arseholes. Oh, but at least this one dropped a ultra energy to make a full energy tool on me. So that's basically how that sort of jazz works out. Thankfully, I don't have to actually show me scanning stuff, because I can just show the stuff as they appear in the logbook. So it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, this place kind of just ripped me to shreds there. I lost about maybe 3 or 4 energy tanks worth of energy there, which was really arsehole-ish. And hopefully I'm not going to lose that anywhere near as much energy by these turrets that I'm in here having to deal with. And... oh god. Really? Yeah, I should probably have shown off exactly how bad this room is in here once I'm done with the once I've actually picked up the item that's in this room. You have no idea what this room is unless you're playing the game, but I'm trying to backtrack through here in order to get to the room that I was mentioning earlier to get the scans that I needed. And this room is now strewn to the frickin' brim with these stupid turrets. And you might not have, and you might, I don't think I even draw any attention to the fact that there are a handful of another certain enemy which we are about to meet, or probably already have met. I'm not actually sure because I'm not paying much attention. No, I'm just going back to heal up my energy. That's the thing I like, you don't have to save in order to get your energy back, which is a nice thing to have. And I should probably show this off at some point. Thankfully this is not the only occasion of this. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I know, I've already switched it on. I'm smart. Okay. This is one of the dickish parts, because now I've got to fight a couple of sentry drones in the game at the moment. This is the reason why I didn't want to backtrack all the way through this place, but now I have to, at least part way. And now I've attracted the attention of the other one. I wish you could see exactly what the hell I have to frickin' put up with in having to go and get these scans. I know I didn't really care that much about getting 100% scans, but apparently I care far too much. Anyways, up there's the control tower. We're going to have to deal with a bit of skirmish over there. It's not that big of a deal, but it can be a bit annoying if you let it be. I'm thinking the wave beam might be a better idea here. Yeah, it freezes them up. But anyways, over here, the pirates here just all die to an ice beam plus a missile. They just get blown to pieces. As for these pirates I'm fighting now, these things are more arsehole-ish than you would ever believe, and I will be fighting them right near the end of the segment. but yeah, shouldn't be drawing too much attention to the stuff that I'm having to bloody backtrack in order to do. I don't think I'm too far away from the place that I have to be, now that I think about it. I may even actually start the next segment, like at the save station over here on the other side. Let's see what happens. But anyways, this area is where you're supposed to fight the pirate era troopers for the first time, instead of just that other place that I fought them earlier. That's the joy of sequence breaking. And there's another one of the other two special items is actually in this room here, which I will now show off how to get. I do fail at this once, but I do pull it off on the second attempt, so that's a positive thing at the very least. Yeah, not good to have the not thermal visor active at this point, and I'm just going to completely ignore this turret, even though it for some reason is highly accurate. But anyways, that bit of ice that you see, you have to get rid of that using the plasma beam, and then hit that what looks like a bunch of gas tanks. Instead, once I pick up these, once I pick those things up, what I have to do instead is I have to jump up onto this beam over here, this second beam. You can't jump up on the first beam because there's like a barrier blocking you from doing that. And so the one you have to do is you've got to aim for those gas tanks. I'm just going to call them gas tanks. And you should... And basically, once I've aimed it, I've got to show why you've got to... Yeah, that kind of causes that. So you've got to jump up and over and do that. And I've only just realised that the audio in this actual recording here is out of sync. That is how bad this is. I may actually have to redo this. It's no wonder why the fucking thing was all the way out of sync. The video itself must have dropped some frames or just recorded it at a faster bloody frame rate than it was told to. That would be really arseholeish. But yeah, this is the attempt where I make it, because I just jump over and then it gets over the that electric fence, or energetic fence or something like that. Causes this tower to drop, and then we can get our item, which is in that little crevice down there, which has been unveiled. And so we go down there, and we find ourselves another artifact. So now we have 3 of those. Yeah, that is really bad. It's bad enough if I can't really get the live voice audio in sync with the game, but if the game audio is also out of sync with the game video, that's even more fucked up shit. This place is naturally just a frickin' asshole of a place to have to frickin' navigate, and it's not one of my favourite areas at all. And now the game's basically just like, well, sucks. We will remember this as the one place that caused me far more grief than any other place. Even though I never died at this place. The only places I actually died the only 2 times I actually died a grand total of twice. Once while exploring phase on mines because I was a moron, and the other time I died was against an Omega Pirate. Oh god. Well, you know what? I'm probably going to end up backtracking the whole way, so let's just go down there, deal with the frickin' things. Now then, let's see if I can scan these stupid things. I believe this is one of the necessary ones. Yeah, Planet Zebus. I'll be showing these in the next segment. I just have to have a look at the thing. So, and I believe these other things that are scanned. I just have planets that have absolutely no. Yeah, just 4 planets there. Okay, so I think I'll just do the rest of the backtracking on the screen so that I can actually focus my attention towards this, because I believe I missed the introduction of the first ever Metroid in this playthrough. and the other room that I was mentioning earlier actually has a bunch of those, and once the power's been cut off, they can just break out of their tanks and we have to fight them, and I just did that. But it's not that big of a deal because, you know, Ice Beam is just... Ice Beam is love, Ice Beam is life. That's basically what this is. So, yay. Thankfully, though, it managed to help me kill the time and actually come up with some stuff to say. So for those of you who say I can't multitask, well, I believe I might have just proven you wrong there. Yeah, over here, blow this up, and there's an energy tank there. Nice to have an extra energy tank. And it's nice to know that they each give you 100 units of energy, unlike in Zero Mission, where they only give you an extra 50 to your capacity. Zero Mission in hard mode, I imagine, is a bit of an asshole. Like, even if it's just, like, having to get away, having to escape the, having to do that escape sequence from the mother brain, you only have 1 minute, and you have to navigate your way all the way back to your ship, instead of just going up to the top of that shaft and using the elevator. You have more of that section to bloody get knocked over, so you gotta be good at the wall jumping shtick, the single wall jumping and whatnot, and so that was just... I saw it happen. It was an arsehole move. But yeah, that missile tank, bit finicky, but not at all difficult. And so I believe we're about 1 or 2 rooms away from the ending section here. Yeah. We just go down into the next room, which has, I believe, a handful of those things. And I scanned them here because I predicted that they'd get replaced by sentry drones, and I was in fact correct. Because when I went back here, I found sentry drones in this room, so good thing I scanned these things. I believe there is a place where they just always appear, and so you don't have to worry about them disappearing, although you can never really take too many chances when it comes to stuff that you may think is permanently missable, at least in the way of scans. I don't believe I've had any of those things happen so far, because I believe 66% is a pretty good, is around about the number I would expect to have at this point. I should probably also have another kind of Metroid in the scan, but I'm guessing that they don't appear in the cave that I expected them to appear in because of the sequence breaking and that sort of jazz. It's perfectly fine though, because I'll just encounter them later on in the game anyway, so... Anyways, these things are like dodging your Ice Beam blasts. They are far easier to kill once you have the plasma beam, because then you just hit them, and then when you hit them with the plasma beam, they go on fire, and that does a bunch of damage to them as well. So just hitting them with a couple of those and just letting them burn out is usually a pretty decent tactic. But I don't know, I just usually spam the crap out of the plasma beam once I get it, which incidentally I can actually go and get once I beat Thardus, because as of the next segment, I do collect another item which I need to get the plasma beam. And so if I really wanted to, I could go and beat Thardus and then immediately go, if I had the time, to go and get the plasma beam. And then I'm open up to so many more possibilities with the plasma beam in tow, because I know I can get at least maybe 1 or 2 more artifacts. At least 2 artifacts. Definitely 2 artifacts at least. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing exploration-wise. Like, the next segment is just basically a whole bunch of exploration and getting some stuff through sequence breaks. So it's a bit of a far cry from the arsehole-ish hell that was this place. Although it wasn't anywhere near as difficult as it should have been, just because I knew better. And the fact that I knew exactly how to get rid of the enemies. Although these pirates that I'm about to fight, I completely forgot that the wave beam is actually good against them, because I only realised that about 10 or so minutes ago when I was fighting them on the way backtracking through there. So anyways, we get the thermal visor, and it does this, and we have to have this on for the duration. If you're backtracking, you have to have this on for pretty much the entirety of the backtrack, because this place is pitch black. I believe the control tower area has some light in it, so you don't have to worry too much about that place. But the rest of it is pitch black, and so you need the thermal visor to find these things. And watch as I attempt to fail epically at... Yeah. Good God. That was me attempting and somewhat failing to get a scan on that on the Shadow Pirate, even though I was able to pull it off successfully. So Anyways, you're supposed to go back up there and backtrack all the way back, but because I have the ice beam, I can open this door and basically just head straight out here, in the way that you're not really supposed to. And so now I can switch the thermalizer off since I have absolutely no need for it. And this is where I pull up stumps on the segment because it is nearly 25 minutes in length. I reckon that it might have something to do with the I reckon that might have something to do with the length of the segment, the thing. So I'm gonna stop recording now.